What's going on, guys? John here with a episode of a game that I've not played before. This is NCAA College Football 25. Um, and we're gonna do our first Dynasty. So, what team am I gonna pick? Well, obviously, I've got to pick a team that has had no success ever in their lifetime. So, as you know, we're gonna pick the Alabama Crimson Tide. I'm just kidding. I decided I'm gonna go with a team that has been good, but they're a one star. I'm gonna go with the Liberty Flames, uh, whose probably most well-known moment is getting blown out by what was it, Oregon last year,
Flag down, Irving dives. He's into the end zone for the touchdown.
or being the college that NASCAR driver William Byron went to. That's about it. So yeah, Liberty Flames. We're gonna be a head coach. I don't think I want to be Greg Lynn. We're gonna make our own recruiting coach because recruiting is the best from what I've seen. And obviously we're going to be the GOAT, John O'Dago. John O'Dago. Obviously we want to go with the same thing. Alma mater. Should we just do Liberty? Be like, yeah, we're coming back to coach our own school. Pipeline. I'm trying to think. Where would be the best place to make the pipeline? I mean, you gotta think, maybe around where Liberty is. So, like, somewhere in Virginia. Like, could we do, like, the northeast? I think that's a location. Pacific Northwest, wrong side. New England. That's Nevada. Adaptive AI. I haven't actually messed with any of this yet. We're gonna keep those unbalanced. Offensive aggressiveness. I am aggressive, but I'm gonna be playing every game, so it doesn't really matter. What would John O'Dago look like? I wish I could zoom in. I physically cannot zoom in, so let me get closer to my screen. This guy looks like a nice young man. That's John O'Dago for you. See, how tall should I make him? Should I just make him a freak of nature? No, we're gonna be like, I'm about 6'1", 6'2". We'll put me at solid 180. Way too big, but close enough. Ooh, apparel. What do we want? Do we want a polo or a sweater? I think the polo looks good. All right, there we go. John O'Dago, the coach.
Congratulations. It's time to sign your first coaching contract.
Wow, they're really good.
Pay attention to the expectations of the role.
Yeah, 13-1 last year. They obviously got destroyed in their bowl game. So we're gonna sign it. And here we go. Jumping in to the Liberty Dynasty. I don't think the schedule matters very much. Like, when we have an open week, we could play someone. But I think we're just going to stick with what they give us for now. This is also week 0. We're starting off with FCS East, then New Mexico State and UTEP, 2 conference games. Eastern Carolina, App State, open week. FIU, open week. Then Kennesaw State, Jacksonville State, Middle Tennessee State, UMass, Kentucky, and Western Kentucky and Sam Houston. I think how many home games we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 away games. All right, that's good. And then we got Army Navy week, which we're not Army or Navy if you couldn't tell, in the conference championship game. So that all looks good for our first season. Coaching skills. Let's just go to here. I guess we should look at the team first. I haven't actually looked at the team. I asked one of my friends what team I should be. I gave him a couple options, like, oh, Liberty. So I'm Liberty. Quarterback, we have a 90 overall quarterback Caden Salter. I should have gone into not depth chart, but view roster. There we go. Yeah, we got quarterbacks. Caden Salter, an improviser. Looks really good. He's got a bunch of traits. Here are his ratings: 93 elusiveness, 90 accuracy, 88 power, 95 IQ, 93 health, 91 quickness. His mentals: he's got field general, which shows post-snap blitzers; clear-headed, which protects from composure loss; and winning time, increased composure loss. I believe winning time is bronze, clear-headed is gold, and field general silver. So basically, I'm not 100% like big into knowing which one each is, but he's basically a really good player, obviously. But gold is the best, and you want to keep those there. That's how you know they're a good player. Physicals: mobile deadeye, better on the run accuracy. Pull down, better ball security. Off platform, improved accuracy when you're throwing crossbody or back foot. Sleight of hand, better play action trick plays. And extender, better break sack. Now, is extender, that's silver. Health obviously doesn't have anything. And low, I should set him as a captain, right? All captains will be highlighted on game day with a star under their F. What? Sure. Team captain, Caden Salter. We've also got Ryan Berger and Jaden Bradford, but they're not going to be that big of a deal. Another 90 overall. This one's senior Quentin Cooley. He's an elusive back. We've also got Billy Lucas and James Jointer. I'm almost tempted to redshirt Lucas, but he is a senior, so I feel like we got to get him playing time. He's played his entire career here. No fullbacks. That's embarrassing. Wide receivers is where we're going to be lacking. Trayon Sibley, Tyson Mobley, Dante Lee Jr., Reese Smith, Julian Gray, Kylan Austin. Deal breaker. Wait, well, you're on the team, so it doesn't really matter. Victor Jones Jr., Markel Fortenberry, Mac Johnson, Jeremy Brownie, and Brandon Payne. I feel like anybody above Victor Jones could see playing time. Fortenberry's just 69. I don't like. I mean, nice, but I mean, we don't have anyone top end speed, like 99 speed. But I feel like we could get something done with these guys. Tight ends: Bentley Halfshaw, Austin Henderson, Jacob Jenkins, Bo Burklau. I feel like we might try and redshirt Connie Hewitt and Eli Sisson, just because we don't need as many. Here's the O-line. We got 71, an 83, a 72, a 72, and a 75, so we're going to get sacked a lot. We got TJ Bush as our starting left end, CJ Bazile Jr. as our right end, Bryce Dixon, Chris Bodie, and Jay Hardy as our three top D tackles. Freshman Brenton Williams is going to be our left outside linebacker. We also have sophomore Ethan Crisp here. Middle linebackers: Taylor Jackson, Eden Vaughn, and Joseph Carter. Right outside linebacker: Jerome Jolly Jr. That's a fire name. J Cubed. I'm just going to call him J Cubed the entire time. Cornerbacks: Dominic Hill, Amarian Williams, Dexter Ricks, Joshua Wiggins, Marquise Bell, Jamal Miles, and Elijah Hopkins are all above 70 overall, so they could be seeing playing time. Brylan Green is our free safety. Quentin Reese and Eldrick Griffin are our best strong safeties. Once again, I might redshirt a Corey Jones, just give him an extra year so he can be behind Eldrick Griffin. Then our kicker is Nick Brown, who's got pretty okay stats. And our punter is Max Morgan. We also have two kickers. We got a senior who has same kick power but worse accuracy. All right, so that's our team. Now, red shirts. We're just going to go over our red shirts quick. QBs, I don't think we're going to redshirt any of them. Running backs, might as well redshirt Caden Williams. Wide receivers, these guys don't really matter, so we're just going to redshirt both of them. Tight ends, Hewitt and Sisson. Two guys that are not going to see the field. I almost want to keep Lar here just in case of injury. All these guys are good. These guys are good. Going to keep 5D tackles because injuries are going to be big If they get hurt, we need someone to replace them. Linebackers, want to keep as many as we can. Corners, we've got a lot. I think Ronald Moore is going to get redshirted. Doesn't really matter that much. And then, yeah, Corey Jones is going to get redshirted. All right, those are the red shirts I'm going to do. Now we're going to go to set up our recruiting board and scout prospects. Now, being a 1-star, there's not a lot of guys we can go after. Like if we just sort by rating for recommended players, we got a couple 4-stars. These guys were in our top were in the top 4 for James Aviles and Trace Waddle, so we're gonna put both of them on our watch list. If you're just going over guys in your top list that are potentially looking for you, like we could add Ryan Jameson and Antonio Hurd. But I feel like some of these guys we could add as well. Like here's an athlete, Zach Jackson. You can put him on the list just because we could use him. We don't know what he looks like, but proximity to home is also an important thing. I think we need to build up the O-line, so we're gonna add some O-linemen to our board. Receiver is something we don't necessarily need, but honestly, I think just going after a lot of these top guys is something we could do. Like, look, another athlete. Sure. Now I wonder, is there anyone we're top of the interest board for? We're 3rd on these two, and 4th for these two, and these guys are pretty high overalls. We'll put all these guys on the board, and then we'll see how it's like. So this is how you scout. I've only watched like one YouTube video on it, so we're gonna see how it works. Basically, you go over here. Actually, first, what we should do is we do have, if you look in the top right whenever it comes back, 5 of the C coins, which is coach skill points. So I'm gonna go over to recruiting, which is what tree I'm in. And since we're trying to scout a lot of O-linemen, we're gonna go O-line takes less time to fully scout. Because if you saw, or if you've played this game yet, if you go to inside a player and go to scouting, you see in the top right, it says we have 500 hours. So as you become a better school, you get more hours to spend on teams, players. But as you can see, it spends 10 to recruit him. Normally it goes 20% at a time, but since I got the advanced, it goes 40%. And as we see, he's not a bad player. Decent impact blocking, great strength. So then you go over here, you offer him a scholarship. And now if you look on the board, you can see who has all offered him a scholarship. Obviously the tier for P is, I believe, how close you are to them. If I remember correctly, the Penn State has a 5 because obviously Penn State is in Pennsylvania and they're Penn State. But we are also pretty close along with Pittsburgh. Is that FSU? No, it's not Florida State. I'm stupid. West Virginia and then, Eastern Carolina or something like that is the pirate logo. James Aviles, once again, we're going to scout him. As you can see, it shows some of their stats right away, and then also shows a strength or a scale for the rest. I think that he's going to be very good, and he is. So we're going to offer him a scholarship. He's not a gem or anything, but once again, Penn State going after him. It's basically the same list if you look, besides Marshall and Eastern Carolina switching. Ryan Jameson, we're going to scout him. Says, as you can see, this goes 20 at a time. He looks really good. He is a power back. And as you can see, 89 speed and 90 excel for a power back is pretty good. So we're going to offer him a scholarship. We're not fighting Penn State this time. But yeah, just going through all these, I'll let you know if I find any gems. Because gems are really good and busts are not good, as the names would suggest. But yeah, I'll look through them. Like, this guy looks insane. 91 acceleration, 84 carrying, 93 speed. And there we go. There's our first gem. Zach Jackson out of Andalusia, Alabama, is insane. 91 agility, 91 acceleration, 93 speed, 86 juke move. He looks like a great running back. We're going to offer him a scholarship. We're not on his list, but we're going to go after him. But yeah, we'll keep going through, and I'll let you know if I find anyone else good. And there's our first bust. Shakir Watkins. We weren't on his list anyway, so we're just going to remove him. Because I doubt we would get him anyway, because we're battling insane schools. But the best way you do this is you fight these higher tier schools. Because obviously, another bust, of course. We're not a big name school. We're Liberty. We don't play a lot. There's a gem, Archer Hawker. So we're trying to put all these guys on our board. If we're on their board, great. We're not going to be on a lot of these big name guys' boards, as we just keep getting gems. Okay. We're going to offer him a scholarship. So we're going to get a lot of scouting on these top guys. Another gem. Oh my gosh, I'm just goated. Casey Eiflin. We're not going to be able to get through all of him, I don't believe. Oh yeah, we will. He looks decent. 89 speed, 94 jumping. He is a physical receiver. We'll give him an offer. But I think we also want to go through some of these lower guys, like Jake Lutris. We're not going to be able to scout him fully, but that's not a big deal. What we do is, since we don't have a game this week, because it's obviously nothing has happened, we're going to sim out of preseason to, I believe it'll be week 0. Stefan has reached his top 6 schools. I don't know if we're part of it. So is Mitchell. I don't like how it skips right away. So we're going to go back. Stefan Veltung has reached his top 6, or his top 8 schools. We are 6th on the list. And then Mitchell Dreisbach, we are 6th on his list too, and he's reached his top 8. So that's important. That means we're still in contention for him. Now, players at risk, pro potential, that's basically getting players drafted, I believe. And coach's prestige is how good you are. These are all players that want to transfer if you don't get that up. So if we start beating better teams, our coach prestige will go up. I suck at the game, though, so no promises. All right, back to this. Now we can start sending people offers. For example, Trace Waddle. We can add some actions. We've got 400 more hours, as you can see. If we just contact friends and family, as you saw on the right, there's a bunch of different... Okay, that's not even right. Yeah, it's kind of broken. The game's still new. Searching social media, it gives 1 maximum influence. DM the player, 2. And then send the house is 5, but you can see it. Contact friends and family is the one that I did, and it's 4. We want to go after some of the guys that we really know we could have a chance on, like Ryan Jameson, where we can contact friends and family. I'm just going to start with just contacting the friends and family. Like Jackson, I'm going to send the house on, though. I really want to get Zach Jackson, mainly because we're not on his board. So we're going to try for a little bit. If we don't start to jump up his board, we will let go. So Lutris, we're going to finish scouting him. 86 speed. He's got decent intangibles. No abilities whatsoever. I think we're gonna just give him an offer, and we'll just only search his social media. Kind of creepy, not gonna lie, but whatever. Kenyon Falk, Marshall Falk's son. That's some horrible stats. No, I don't want you on my board. Dreisbach, we'll scout him. Better stats. We'll give him a scholarship because we're in his top 6 or 6th in his top schools. We'll DM him. We're just gonna go through some of these players, look for guys that could be decent. Another bust. We're not gonna probably get him anyway, so it's not worth it. This guy, we're not on his board, not even close. He looks like an offensive lineman, athlete. Because yeah, Florida State, Auburn, yeah, we're fighting a bunch of like insane schools. We're not gonna get him, but Stefan could be decent. He's got terrible pass blocking, terrible run blocking. We'll give him a contract. Madden. We got a fullback on the list. Fullback's obviously goated. I'm scouting this fullback. We're gonna be one of the few teams to actually like try to get him, so we'll ball with that. Then we're gonna go for this last guy. He's a bust, but he looks like he's got decent stats, solid strength, solid blocking. That's a guy I'd still offer a scholarship to just because he could be decent. So right now we only have 15 targets, and if you look in the top right, you can have 35. Like, just here's some of the guys that we're out, probably going to be out on. Khalil Butt, Casey Eiflin. We haven't put any points into him yet. But like Zach Jackson, I really want to get into. So we're going to try and push to get some points, though I think Auburn is going to get him. Because the darker color, like look at NC State. They have light red, and then dark red means how much they've gained over the last week. On Antonio Hurd, we're actually making progress. We're trying to catch up to NC State. So we've used all our points. We're going to sim to next week. Then we'll probably add more people to the board before jumping into our first game, which will be in next episode. Jake Lutris has his top 5 schools, which means you can start planning visits. Top 5 schools mean you can start playing visits for players. Deal Breaker's playing style. We're perfect for your playing style, I guess. We're only behind
Eastern Carolina, and I think that's Navy. We're ahead of Duke and UConn. UConn was one of the other schools I was thinking about doing just because they're basketball schools. So I think, what if I turn them into a better one? Trace Waddle, we're in his top 8. James Aviles, we're in his top 8. Ryan Jamison, we're in his top 8. Antonio Hurd, we're in his top 8. And Zach Jackson, we're in his top 8. And we're number 3. We're trying to catch up to Auburn, but they're really far ahead. John Zavala, we are out. He's locked us out because we're not in his top 8. Same with Daryl Jackson and Khalil Butt. I told you we probably weren't going to get him anyway, but figured I might as well try and offer. Now we're going to go in before playing FCS East. Trace Waddle. I think, honestly, we're fighting too hard with Penn State. We're going to remove friends and family, and we're going to send the house because we got to get as much influence as we can into him. Same with James Aviles. We're going to send the house. Ryan Jamison, I think we can totally fight with Army for. So we're going to put in everything but send the house. Who is the one I could schedule a visit for? Antonio Hurd, was I in on him? Yes, it was me versus NC State. We'll contact friends and family and search his social media. It was Zach Jackson. Nope, not Zach Jackson. But Zach Jackson is someone I'm battling with. But we've used all our points on him. Zavala, you've locked us out. Bye-bye. Daryl Jackson, you've locked us out. Bye-bye. Khalil Butt, you've locked us out. Bye-bye. That would have been funny to have Khalil Butt on our team. Yeah, okay, so we're not in on Archer Hawker. So I'm just going to remove him from the board. We're not getting him. Neither are we going to get Casey Eiflin. Now, Veltung, we could get. So we're going to contact his friends and family. Osgood, are we like in a battle with anybody for him? Not really. We'll search your social media as well. We got to get our fullbacks, baby. Sean Gilliam, we're the best for him. So we'll DM him, be like, yo, I know you're a bust, but hypothetically, you want to play for us. So here we go, Lutris. We can schedule a visit. A lot of them are just same tier opponents. So if we win, we get more, or we get the same amount as if we lose. I think, who would I rather schedule a visit for? UTEP or Eastern Carolina? Let's go with Eastern Carolina because I believe, yeah, that's who we're fighting for. And then, please tell me you like proximity to home. Yeah, here we go. Family visit, proximity to home, baby. Because you see on the right side, the interest. Here, let me go back. You can't see it now. Interest. I can't. If you see the grades, our only good ones are playing style and proximity to home. Now, if you look on the left side of that, there's check marks, X's, and question marks. The check marks means that's something we know he likes. The X's mean something he doesn't care about. So if we tried to convince him to come to our school by talking about, we have great coach stability, he'd be like, I do not care in the slightest. Meanwhile, if we talk about how, hey, you live close to home, your family can come see us play, you know, this and that, be like, oh, maybe I want to come there. You know, big brain stuff. Dreisenbach, who are we battling for with Navy? We'll search your social media. This is not a guy we're probably going to get. We got a lot of points on these guys. We got 70 more hours. Quentin Gay is at the top of the board. Oh, we need a quarterback. Uh-oh. What quarterbacks do we have on the board? Marquise Sierra. We need guys that don't have a lot of interest in any team. Tori Kadu. It's a running back. Husman might be the only other guy we can go for. Who are schools I know we can battle with? This is Arizona State, Vanderbilt, TCU, SMU, and Rice. And it's a scrambler quarterback. Vanderbilt, Georgia Tech. We'll add just those guys. And then, you know, we'll add Tori Kadu as well in case we don't get Jameson. I hope we get Jameson, though. Getting Ryan Jameson would be nice. Oh. Man, I'm still getting used to how to play this game, guys. Don't worry. So now we're going to go Kadu first. Actually, no. I'd rather have Hart first. We're going to scout him. Please be good. Okay, throw power looks decent. Ball carrier vision looks insane. Speed, medium accuracy, they're average. Okay, he looks okay. He's also a scrambling quarterback. So I think if we just offer him a scholarship, that's good enough. Then we'll do Kadu. We're not going to be able to fully scout him, obviously. So we'll just go into here, use our last 5 points by searching him up on social media.